Walnuts have long been called a superfood. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and plant-based protein. Doctors recommend them for brain health. Magazines praise them for heart protection, and diet plans highlight them as the perfect snack for strong joints and steady energy. For seniors, walnuts seem like the ultimate food. Just a handful a day, and you're on the road to better health. And in many ways, that's true. Studies show that eating walnuts regularly can lower cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and even improve memory. According to research from Harvard, adults who ate a serving of walnuts 2 to 3 times per week had a 15% lower risk of heart disease. That's powerful protection, especially after 60. But here's the part many seniors don't realize. Even something as healthy as walnuts can quietly turn against you. Eating them at the wrong times, pairing them poorly with other foods, or overlooking how they interact with certain health conditions and medications can increase hidden risks. For older adults whose digestion is slower, whose kidneys and heart need extra care, these mistakes can have a bigger impact than you might think. I'm Dr. Rina Malik, and for over 20 years, I have helped seniors use food as medicine to protect their health and independence. Again and again, I've met patients who believed walnuts were strengthening their hearts and brains, only to discover that small mistakes were draining their energy, upsetting their digestion, or even raising their blood pressure. That's why today's video is so important. We're going to uncover the 10 dangerous mistakes seniors make with walnuts. Mistakes you may be making right now in your own kitchen without realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to enjoy walnuts the right way, so they sharpen your memory, protect your heart, and strengthen your body instead of working against you. So before you reach for your next handful of walnuts, let's dive into the very first mistake seniors must avoid. Mistake number 1, frying or roasting walnuts at high temperatures. There's something comforting about the smell of roasted walnuts. Many seniors love tossing them in a hot pan with butter or buying pre-roasted walnuts from the store because they taste richer and crunchier. It feels like the same healthy nut, just tastier. But here's the danger. When walnuts are exposed to high heat, they lose much of the very nutrition that makes them so powerful. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, the kind of fat that reduces inflammation, supports memory, and protects the heart. But these fats are delicate. Studies in the Journal of Food Science show that roasting walnuts above 360 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius, causes omega-3s to break down into harmful byproducts. Instead of protecting your arteries, these damaged fats may actually irritate blood vessels and raise inflammation. High heat also reduces walnuts' antioxidant power. Polyphenols, which fight aging and cell damage, can drop by nearly 30% when exposed to roasting temperatures for too long. And walnuts roasted until dark can form compounds called advanced glycation end products, AGEs, linked to stiffer joints, slower healing, and memory decline. For seniors already facing oxidative stress, these changes matter more than you might realize. I remember Mr. Lawson, a 70-year-old who roasted walnuts every weekend at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, then stored them for the week. He believed he was doing his heart a favor. But despite eating walnuts daily, his cholesterol stayed high and his joints ached. When we looked closer, the problem was clear. The high heat roasting had stripped away much of the walnut's protection. Once he switched to raw walnuts and gently toasting them at low heat when he wanted extra flavor, his cholesterol dropped within months and his energy returned. So what's the solution? You don't need to give up roasted walnuts entirely. The key is gentle heat. Toast them in the oven at 275 degrees Fahrenheit, 135 degrees Celsius, for 10 to 15 minutes, just until fragrant. Stir them halfway to avoid burning. This keeps their oils intact while bringing out flavor. And whenever possible, enjoy walnuts raw. They deliver the full package of omega-3s, antioxidants, and minerals, just as nature designed. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts are a superfood, but only when handled with care. High heat roasting or frying turns them from heart-healthy allies into a source of silent harm. Remember, with walnuts, gentle preparation preserves strength. Too much heat quietly takes it away. Mistake number 2, grinding walnuts ahead of time and storing them too long. For many seniors, grinding walnuts into a powder or paste feels like a smart idea. It makes them easier to chew, easier to add to oatmeal or smoothies, and more convenient than cracking and chopping every day. Some even prepare a big jar of ground walnuts to keep in the kitchen for weeks. It seems practical. But here's the problem. Once walnuts are ground, their oils are exposed to air, light, and heat, and they begin to spoil much faster than whole nuts. Walnuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats, especially omega-3s. These fats are incredibly delicate. When the protective shell of the nut is broken, oxygen quickly reacts with the oils, leading to oxidation. The result? Rancid fats that not only taste bitter, but can also cause inflammation in the body. A study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that ground walnuts stored at room temperature lost a significant portion of their antioxidant activity within just 1 week. I once worked with Mrs. Allen, a 68-year-old who blended a large batch of walnuts every month and kept the powder in a jar on her counter. She sprinkled it on her cereal every morning, believing it was protecting her brain and heart. But she often complained of stomach discomfort and noticed her walnuts tasted slightly bitter. When we tested her jar, the oils had gone rancid. After switching to freshly chopped walnuts and storing extras in the freezer, her digestion improved, and she finally enjoyed the fresh flavor again. There's also the issue of hidden toxins. As walnuts go rancid, they form compounds called aldehydes, which are linked to oxidative stress and may increase the risk of chronic disease over time. Seniors with naturally weaker liver detoxification are especially vulnerable to these compounds. So what's the solution? If you need ground walnuts, grind only the amount you'll use in a few days. Store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator, or better yet, the freezer, to slow down oxidation. Always check for bitterness or off odors, which are signs the oils have turned. And whenever possible, choose whole walnuts. Their natural shell and skin protect the delicate fats far better than any jar can. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts are a superfood, but once ground, they lose their natural armor. For seniors, keeping walnuts fresh means keeping their benefits intact. Remember, freshness matters just as much as quantity. A small handful of fresh walnuts is far healthier than a jar of stale powder. Mistake number 3, eating walnuts right after exercise without adding protein. After finishing a walk, yoga class, or light strength training, many seniors reach for walnuts as a quick recovery snack. It makes sense. Walnuts are healthy, satisfying, and easy to carry. But here's the mistake. Eating only walnuts right after exercise doesn't give your muscles the nutrients they need to recover and grow stronger. Here's why. Walnuts are rich in healthy fats and contain some protein, but not enough of the essential amino acids your muscles require after physical activity. When you exercise, especially after age 60, your muscles undergo small tears that need complete protein with amino acids, like leucine, to repair and rebuild. Without that, recovery slows, and you may even lose muscle mass over time. Studies confirm this. Research from the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition shows that seniors need around 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein after exercise to maximize muscle repair. Walnuts, while nutritious, provide only about 4 grams of protein per ounce, and it's incomplete protein. That means relying solely on walnuts leaves your body undernourished at the very moment it needs help the most. I recall Mr. Peterson, a 67-year-old who started light resistance training to protect his bones. After every workout, he would eat a handful of walnuts, thinking it was the perfect fuel. But after months, instead of getting stronger, he felt weaker and noticed more soreness in his legs. When we added Greek yogurt with his walnuts, providing both complete protein and healthy fats, his recovery improved dramatically, and he finally saw the benefits of his training. The solution isn't to stop eating walnuts after exercise, but to pair them wisely. Combine walnuts with protein-rich foods like eggs, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. This way, you get the anti-inflammatory omega-3s from walnuts, plus the amino acids your muscles need. For seniors especially, this combination not only supports recovery, but also helps fight sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle with age. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts are an excellent snack, but they can't do the job alone after exercise. For true recovery, your body needs both healthy fats and complete protein. Remember, it's not just about what you eat, but what you combine it with that makes the difference. Mistake number 4, eating too many walnuts with kidney problems. Walnuts are often praised for their potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium, minerals that help the heart beat steadily, keep bones strong, and support healthy nerves. For most people, these are good things. But for seniors living with kidney disease, eating too many walnuts can quietly turn dangerous. Here's why. Healthy kidneys filter excess potassium and phosphorus from the blood, keeping levels balanced. But in chronic kidney disease, CKD, those filters don't work as well. Walnuts are high in both minerals. 1 ounce contains about 125 milligrams of phosphorus and 125 milligrams of potassium. If the kidneys can't clear these efficiently, they build up in the bloodstream. Too much potassium can lead to hyperkalemia, a condition that may cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, or even sudden cardiac arrest. Excess phosphorus, on the other hand, can weaken bones and contribute to calcification in the arteries, raising heart risk even further. For seniors already struggling with kidney issues, this combination can be especially harmful. I once counseled old Mr. Ramirez, a 72-year-old with stage 3 kidney disease. He started snacking on 2 handfuls of walnuts a day because he'd read they were heart healthy. Within a few months, his lab tests showed elevated potassium and phosphorus levels. He began experiencing fatigue and occasional heart palpitations. His nephrologist advised him to cut back on walnuts, and once he did, his symptoms eased and his lab numbers stabilized. Science confirms this caution. The National Kidney Foundation warns that nuts, while nutritious, should be eaten sparingly in people with kidney disease due to their phosphorus and potassium load. Seniors who often take multiple medications that also affect kidney function are at even greater risk. So what's the solution? If you have kidney disease, you don't have to avoid walnuts completely. But portion control is essential. Stick to a small handful once or twice a week, rather than daily. Balance walnuts with other lower potassium, kidney-friendly foods, like apples, grapes, or rice cakes. And always check with your doctor or dietitian to see how walnuts fit into your individual kidney care plan. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts are powerful, but for seniors with kidney disease, too much can quietly strain the body. Moderation, medical guidance, and careful balance are the keys. Remember, the right food for one person can be the wrong food for another, especially when kidneys need extra care. Mistake number 5, pairing walnuts with diet soda. Many seniors reach for walnuts as a healthy snack, but wash them down with a can of diet soda, thinking it's a smart way to balance health and enjoyment. No sugar, no calories. What could go wrong? They tell themselves. But here's the truth. Pairing walnuts with diet soda can actually undo many of the health benefits walnuts are supposed to provide. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, which work to reduce inflammation and protect the heart. Diet sodas, on the other hand, are filled with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin. Research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology has shown that frequent consumption of artificial sweeteners is linked to higher risks of heart disease, weight gain, and even type 2 diabetes. Exactly the conditions walnuts are meant to help prevent. When consumed together, the benefits of walnuts can be blunted. Artificial sweeteners may disrupt the gut microbiome, reducing the absorption of antioxidants and healthy fats. For seniors who already have more delicate digestion, this can mean less protection for the heart, brain, and immune system. I recall Mrs. Thompson, a 69-year-old, who kept a small container of walnuts in her purse. Every afternoon, she'd snack on a handful with a can of diet cola. She believed it was a perfect combination: healthy nuts and a calorie-free drink. But over time, she began experiencing bloating, cravings for sweets, and rising blood sugar levels. When she replaced the soda with sparkling water flavored with lemon, she noticed fewer cravings, better digestion, and even improved energy. There's also the matter of metabolic confusion. Studies suggest that artificial sweeteners trick the brain into expecting sugar. When no calories arrive, the body craves more food later, leading to overeating. This cancels out the satiety effect walnuts normally provide, leaving seniors vulnerable to weight gain. So what's the solution? Walnuts are best paired with drinks that support, not sabotage their benefits. Try water with a slice of citrus, unsweetened herbal tea, or even plain sparkling water. These options hydrate the body, aid digestion, and let walnuts do their job of nourishing your heart and brain. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts and diet soda may seem harmless together, but this pairing can quietly cancel out health benefits and invite new risks. Remember, it's not just what you eat, It's also what you drink with it that shapes your health. Mistake number 6. Eating many walnuts without getting enough vitamin C. Walnuts are famous for their healthy fats and antioxidants. But here's something many seniors don't realize. If you eat a lot of walnuts without also getting enough vitamin C, you may not be getting the full benefits, and you could even increase oxidative stress in your body. Here's why. Walnuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids. While these fats protect the heart and brain, they are also highly prone to oxidation, a process where fats become unstable and produce harmful free radicals. Normally, antioxidants like vitamin C neutralize these free radicals. But if your vitamin C intake is low, the fats in walnuts can actually contribute to inflammation rather than reduce it. Studies confirm this. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that vitamin C plays a key role in protecting polyunsaturated fats from oxidation inside the body. Without it, the very compounds meant to protect your heart may end up damaging your blood vessels. I remember Mr. Daniels, a 71-year-old who ate walnuts daily as his main snack. He avoided fruit because it upset his stomach, so his diet was low in vitamin C. Over time, he began experiencing more frequent fatigue and noticed his skin bruised easily. When his doctor checked, his vitamin C levels were borderline deficient. After adding simple sources of vitamin C like bell peppers and strawberries alongside his walnuts, his energy improved, and his blood pressure readings became steadier. The combination of walnuts and vitamin C is especially important for seniors since aging naturally reduces antioxidant defenses. Without enough vitamin C, the balance tips toward oxidative stress, which is linked to faster aging, joint pain, and higher risk of heart disease. So, what's the solution? If you enjoy walnuts daily, make sure you're also eating vitamin C-rich foods. Pair walnuts with citrus fruits, berries, kiwi, or even a small glass of orange or grapefruit juice if it doesn't interfere with medications. This way, you're not only enjoying the healthy fats in walnuts, you're protecting them and letting them work for your heart and brain. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts and vitamin C are partners. One provides the healthy fats. The other protects those fats from harm. Remember, even the best foods need the right allies to unlock their full power. Mistake number 7, cooking walnuts too long in porridge. Oatmeal or porridge is one of the most common breakfasts for seniors in the US. Warm, filling, and easy to digest. Many people love to add walnuts for extra crunch and heart-healthy fats. It seems like the perfect combination, but here's the mistake. If you cook walnuts directly in porridge for too long, much of their nutrition gets lost before they even reach your plate. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants like polyphenols, but both are highly sensitive to heat. When walnuts simmer in hot porridge for 20 to 30 minutes, the oils begin to oxidize, breaking down their beneficial fats. Research in the Journal of Food Science shows that prolonged cooking can reduce antioxidant activity in walnuts by over 40%. What starts as a superfood ends up as little more than filler, with a faint, nutty taste. I worked with Mrs. Miller, a 70-year-old who made oatmeal every morning with walnuts cooked right into the pot. She thought she was boosting her heart health, but she noticed her cholesterol numbers weren't improving despite her efforts. When we reviewed her routine, the issue was clear. Her walnuts were being overcooked. Once she switched to sprinkling raw or lightly toasted walnuts on top after cooking, her cholesterol dropped, and she felt more energetic in the mornings. Overcooking also affects taste and texture. Walnuts boiled in porridge lose their crunch, becoming soft and sometimes bitter. For many seniors, that makes breakfast less enjoyable. And when food isn't enjoyable, it's harder to stick with healthy habits long term. So, what's the solution? Cook your oatmeal or porridge as usual, then add walnuts at the end, just before serving. This way, they keep their crunch and preserve their healthy fats and antioxidants. If you prefer them warm, lightly toast walnuts in a pan for a few minutes, and then mix them in. You'll get both flavor and nutrition. Here's the bottom line. Walnuts and oatmeal are a powerful combination for heart health, but only if you prepare them wisely. Cooking walnuts too long robs them of the very nutrients you're trying to gain. Remember, timing matters. Add walnuts at the right moment, and they'll work with your porridge, not against it. Mistake number 8, taken walnut oil capsules instead of eaten whole walnuts. In today's world of supplements, it's easy to believe that a pill can replace real food. Many seniors see walnut oil capsules at the pharmacy and think, why bother chewing nuts when I can just swallow the oil? It seems convenient, especially if chewing is difficult or if dentures make eating nuts uncomfortable. But here's the